Fifth Guru, the earth dwells in water and fuel rests in wood. Nanak says, long for that Lord who is the prop of all. Pauri, all the works done by thee, O Lord, are dependent on thee alone. That alone happens in the world which thou hast ordained from primal time. We are wonderstruck by beholding thy astounding omnipotence. I, thy slave, have sought thy shelter. If thou so ordain, I shall be emancipated. The treasure is in thine hands, and thou art compassionate, O God, and thou givest it to him whom thou likest. He, on whom thou art merciful, is blessed with thy name. Inaccessible, unknowable, and beyond limit art thou, O Lord. Thy limit cannot be known. To whomsoever thou showest grace, he meditates on thy name. Slok 5th Guru. The ladles move through the food but know not the relish and remain without it. Nanak longs to see the faces of those who are imbued with the relish of Lord's love. 5th Guru. Through the Guru, trackers, I have found the tracks of those who have destroyed my crop. Thou, O Lord, hast put a fence, and the field shall no longer be laid waste, says Nanak. Pauri, contemplate thou on that true Lord who has everything with him. Of both the ends he himself is the master, and in an instant he settles the affairs. Abandon thou all the efforts and hold fast to his protection. Hasten thou to his sanctuary and obtain the comfort of all the comforts. The meritorious deeds, faith, and real illumination are obtained in the saints' society. By meditating on the ambrosial name, no obstacle befalls the mortal. He unto whom the Lord himself is graceful, in his mind he abides. By the grace of Lord, all treasures are obtained. Slok 5th Guru. By grace of the Beloved, I have found what is most worthy of attainment. Nanak says, God alone is the creator, I see no other. 5th Guru. Taking aim with the arrow of truth, bring down the sin. Contemplate thou on the Guru's teachings, thus Nanak says, no suffering shall befall thee. Pauri, hail, hail the Creator, who himself confers peace all around. Ever contemplate on him who is kind to the creation. As the Almighty Lord has shown mercy unto me, all my bewailings have ended. By the perfect Guru's protective power, my fever, pain, and maladies have fled. The Lord, cherisher of the humble, has himself protected and established me. By shattering all the bonds, he himself has delivered me. My thirst is quenched, hope is fulfilled, and my mind is contented and satiated. Infinite and highest of the high is my Lord, who is not affected by virtue or vice. Slok 5th Guru. They alone meditate on the Lord, on whom God is merciful. Nanak says, by meeting in the holy company, they come to enshrine love for the Lord. 5th Guru. O ye very fortunate ones, contemplate over the Lord who is pervading the ocean, earth and sky. Nanak says, by meditating on the name, no calamity befalls the mortal. Pauri, the word of the devotees is approved by the God. It is accepted at the divine portal. Thy devotees have thine support, O Lord. They are imbued with the true name. He unto whom thou becomest compassionate, his woes depart. O compassionate Lord, thy slaves are thine, and thou blessed them with thy grace. Woe, pain, and serious malady and mammon do not afflict them. Thy devotees' prop is the singing of Lord's praise. Forever and ever, day and night, they contemplate the unique Lord alone. By quaffing the ambrosial name, thy slaves remain satiated with it. Slok 5th Guru. Millions of obstacles come in the way of those who forget the name. Such Nanak says, ever wail like a crow in a deserted house. 5th Guru. Pleasing is the season when my union with the Beloved is effected. Nanak says, I do not forget him for the moment and thrice and contemplate him over. Pauri, No brave and mighty hero can withstand the powerful and stubborn army which the five evil passions have collected. The 10 organs, 5 senses, 5 knowledge giving parts, and even the anchorites they attach to the evil deeds. Defeating and vanquishing the mortals, they increase their following, and this is what they want. Then men of three disposition are under their sway, and none can stand up to them. Say, in what way can the fort of doubt and the moat of mammon be overpowered? By contemplating on the perfect Guru, this formidable force be subdued. For this, with folded hands, day and night I remain standing before him. Slok 5th Guru, by ever and ever singing God's praise, all the sins are washed off. Nanak says, millions of maladies arise by being forgetful of the name. 5th Guru, Nanak says, by meeting the true Guru, man comes to know the perfect device of living while laughing, playing, enjoying, dresses and eating, he gets emancipated. Pauri, blessed, blessed is the true Guru who has demolished the fortress of doubt. Hail, hail unto the true Guru who has united me with the Lord. The inexhaustible name, Trayer, the Guru has given me as medicine that has taken away the great and terrible malady of spiritual ignorance. I have obtained the great treasure of wealth of Lord's name. By realizing my own self, I have won and achieved an infinite life. The praise of Almighty Lord cannot be expressed. The Guru is himself the limitless, invisible and inscrutable Supreme Lord. Slok 5th Guru, O myself, by making an effort for the name, thou shalt live, and by practicing it, thou shalt enjoy peace. By meditating on the name, Nanak says, thou shalt meet the Lord, and thy anxiety shall vanish. 5th Guru, O Lord, bless me with sublime thoughts, thy meditation and immaculate company of the holy persons. Nanak says, O Lord, show mercy unto me, that I may not forget thee even for a moment. Pauri, if everything happens by thy will, why should I then have fear? By meeting whom the name is contemplated, unto him dedicate thy life. By recollecting the infinite Lord in one's mind, the mortal is enraptured with joy. Who can touch him on whose side is the formless Lord? All are under his sway, none outside it. He, the joyful true Lord, abides in the hearts of his devotees through the truth in them. Thy servants contemplate on thee alone, O thou their protector. Thou art the Almighty Lord of all, and through thine grace all are blessed. Slok 5th Guru, pray, banish from within me lust, wrath, pride, avarice, attachment, and evil desires. Protect me, O my Lord, Nanak is ever a sacrifice unto thee. 5th Guru, by continuously eating, the mouth is worn out, and by wearing clothes, the limbs are tired. Nanak says, accursed is the life of those who are not imbued with the true Lord's love. Pauri, as is thy command, so does it happen. Wheresoever thou thyself keepest us, there we go and stand. With the love of thy name, I wash off my evil intellect. By continuously meditating on thee, O formless Lord, my doubt and dread are dispelled. They who are imbued with thy love are not again put into existence. Within and without, they see the one Lord with their eyes. They who understand Lord's will never ever weep. Nanak says they attain the gift of the name which they string into their mind. Slok 5th Guru, he who while alive contemplates not the Lord, on dying he mixes with the dust. Nanak says the foolish and impure reprobate passes his life involved in the world. 5th Guru, he who while living meditates on the God and on dying gets imbued with the God's love, Nanak says he makes the precious human life fruitful in the company of the holy. Pauri, since the primal time and since the beginning of ages, thou thyself art the preserver, O Creator. True is thy name and true thine creation. Thou art not deficient in anything and art filling every heart. Thou art compassionate, all powerful, and thyself inspires man to serve thee. Ever at peace are they within whose mind thou thyself abidest. Having created the creation, thou thyself cherished it. All by thyself thou art, O infinite and unlimited Lord. Taking perfect Guru's shelter, Nanak has contemplated on the Lord. Slok 5th Guru. In the beginning, middle, and end, the Supreme Lord has preserved me. The true Guru has blessed me with the God's name, and I have tasted the nectar. In the company of the holy, night and day I utter the infinite Lord's praise. I have obtained all the life objects and shall not wander in transmigration. All the things are in the hands of the Creator who does all the deeds. Nanak begs in the charity, the dust of the saints' feet, with which he shall be delivered. 5th Guru. Enshrine him in thy mind who has created thee. Whosoever meditates on the Lord, he obtains peace. Fruitful is the birth and acceptable is the advent of the Guru Ward in this world. He who accepts Lord's will by realization is blessed, says the Master. He unto whom the Lord himself becomes merciful escapes getting into delusion. Whatever the Lord gives, in that he finds peace. Nanak says, he on whom Lord the Friend is kind, to him he grants the realization of his command. He whom the Lord himself strays ever continues coming and going. Pori. The Lord instantaneously destroys the slanderers and does not allow them to stay even for a thrice. The Lord cannot suffer the pain of his serf, but catching the slanderers, he yokes them to transmigration. Catching them by the turf of their forehead, he dashes them to the ground and goads them to the death's road. The Lord throws them into the dark hell, where they groan in agony. Nanak says, the true Lord hugs his slaves, devotees, to his bosom and preserve them. Slok 5th Guru. You who are blessed with good fortune, contemplate on the Lord, who is pervasive over land and water. Nanak says, by meditation on the name, no mercy befalls the man. 5th Guru. Myriads of obstacles come in the way of him who forgets God's name. Nanak says, such night and day bewail like crow in the deserted house. Pori. By contemplated on the bountiful Lord, the heart's desires are fulfilled. My mind's craving and hopes are realized and sorrows are gone. I have achieved the name treasure for which I was searching. My light is blended with supreme light. My toil is ended. I abide in home wherein reign, peace, poise, and pleasure. My comings and goings have ceased. There is no birth and death there. The master and servant become one and do not seem to be separate from each other. By Guru's grace, Nanak is absorbed in the true Lord. Rag Gujri, hymns of the devotees, the creator of all is one, the only one. He is realized by true Guru's grace. Chaupada of Reverend Sire Kabir, Kar second, with 4 feet, 2 horns, and a dumb mouth, how shall thou then sing God's praise? Standing and sitting, a stick shall fall on thee, so where wilt thou then hide by their head? Without God thou shalt become a borrowed ox. With nostrils torn and battered shoulders, thou shalt eat the straw of the coarse grain. All day thou shalt wander in the forest, even then thy belly shall not be satiated. Thou did not listen to the advice of the holy man, consequently thou shalt obtain the fruit of thy actions. Experiencing weal and woe, drowned in great doubt, thou shalt wander in many existences. Thou hast lost thy gem-like life by forgetting the Lord. When shalt thou again have such an opportunity? Thou revolvest like an oilman's ox. Thy life night shall pass away without attaining salvation. Kabir says, without the Lord's name, thou shalt smite thy head and repent. Gujri Ka third, Kabir's mother sobs, and wails, O Lord, how shall these children live? Kabir has given up all his spinning and weaving and has inscribed God's name on his body. So long as I pass the thread through the bobbin, that long I forget my beloved Lord. Mean is my understanding, and I am a weaver by caste. I have reaped up the profit of God's name. Kabir says, Listen, O my mother, for us and these, the Lord alone is the provider. Gujri Venerable Sire Namdev's couplets are first. Creator of all is one and only one. He is realized by true Guru's grace. If thou givest me empire to rule, what glory then is this to me? If thou makest me beg alms, what lose I thereby? O myself, meditate thou on thy God, and thou shalt